Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. What's up, nerds?
How you doing this week, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're about ready to kick it off here. This is the big episode 5-2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep, this is 52.
So this is actually 1 year, 52 weeks in a year. And yeah, big special moment for us. But in all fairness, like we said, we used to do this show playing over headsets, while playing Fortnite. So we were doing this show anyway. So, actually we've been doing it for longer if you count the many number of years we've been playing Fortnite. So this is really the 4th year anniversary.
Yeah.
We just called it something. Butcher Bay Rejects.
Although here we talk a little bit more about the movies and TV and less about how people are cheating in Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, every now and then, we get goddamn aimbot. Okay.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're going to cover episode 9 of Dexter, Family Business, then episode 2 of Book of Boba Fett, Tribes of Tatooine, Cobra Kai, episode 6 to 10, then the Last Duel, directed by Ridley Scott, and then one of your favorite movies, Ghostbusters Afterlife. So let's get into Dexter Family Business, penultimate episode. Wow. So I like how it starts off by Dexter treading lightly, talking to Harrison about how he does it, and he goes, we remnants back to Wiggles the clown, and he's kind of
he's feeling
around.
It out, right? He's testing the water. He doesn't want to jump into it, right?
Yeah, but he's looking at Deborah's threatening, don't you dare tell him, So I gave him a firm talking to, and then he promised not to do it again,
Yeah,
Harrison's
right.
like, really?
I see through your bullshit.
Yeah. You gave him a firm talking to, and that was enough? Yep. Okay. So
you look like you did in therapy. You're lying.
Yeah. It was. I was wondering how long he was going to hold off on biting his tongue.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh Lord. And of course, we see. Lots happened in this one. Jeez, I don't even know where to start with Caldwell and. I knew, I 1,000% knew Caldwell was going to show up at the sheriff's house on Christmas morning. 1,000% knew. Saw that one coming a mile away. Don't know why, but I knew because he knew Dexter wasn't going to say anything, right? So why not, right?
Well, actually, he was surprised to see Dexter.
Yeah, he was.
He burned his house down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hoping that they were in it, and then of course find out. They weren't, and they tripped the camera trap on purpose so he would see them, and then of course we find out what he's been doing with those bodies. And I used to get mad at Dexter remember Dexter would keep a slide of blood from all his victims, and he had it in a little box and hid it. I used to you idiot, you're so smart, yet you're keeping all this evidence. Good Lord, Caldwell, kept people like predators, trophies.
Did I not call it saying he was taxiderming them?
Yeah, but my God, and the size of that bunker, Jesus, he's begging to get caught, right?
Well, no kidding. Well, think of it this way. They're all like they're all like those freight containers, right? Buried underground. How much land had to get moved in order for that thing? This isn't just hey, I'm just gonna dig myself a shelter with my shovel here. That you needed to get a crew in there to pretty much excavate a whole section to drop all those containers down in there, because it was a bit of a maze of containers, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
And considering he's been doing it for 25 years, you got to wonder, okay, was he thinking that, okay, I'm doing this for the rest of my life, I need a complex underground? Or was this just kind of piecemeal? That's a huge undertaking, especially for a small town of people to not notice.
Yeah, and even if you're going to say, well, it's a doomsday bunker, well, you have no family, you live alone, you really need that much room,
Well, he had his son at that time.
Yeah.
Actually, no, this was done like 25 years ago. So, although we don't know if that was started 25 years ago, because his first kill was the friend, right?
Yep.
And she got dumped in the cave. So I'm wondering, did anybody else get dumped in the cave? Or are there little burial spots all around? Or did he decide I want trophies and I'm going to make them all look the same and pretty and white dresses and make them up and
yeah. But sure enough, Kurt gets put on the table there. They surprise him at his place, the old needle in the neck, and kind of like when I don't know if you remember the season with Jimmy Smits, where Dexter was trading him. He was acting the same way. Okay, anytime you want to walk out of here, you can. You're no obligation to stay. And but Harrison stays throughout. But just I guess near the end got him when he actually stabbed them. Probably seeing all that blood reminded him of.
Well, the blood got to him. The blood got to him.
His mom and.
And did we notice there was one extra trophy we didn't really know about, but until then?
What do you mean? There was an empty case? You mean?
No. Mary from the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when we found out she left her expensive microphone in the safe, which she never would, then yeah, we knew. I knew right then and there she was a goner.
Well, no, they revealed that before that scene.
Yeah, but I knew she was one of his victims because by leaving her podcast mic behind, I knew she was dead.
No, but they showed Dexter and Harrison finding her before the sheriff went to her hotel room. Yes.
I don't remember that, but I knew she was dead anyway. I knew she was brought on to die. I mean, didn't matter how. I mean, I'm just mad we didn't get to see it. From a story point. That talk about a wasted kill. Who doesn't want to see a podcaster killed?
No,
right,
when they were yeah, when they were walking through the thing, they came across her and was like, oh damn.
Yeah, and they made sure to kill him in front of her too. I mean.
Oh yeah, well.
So you can say she was in that scene. Yeah.
But he thought he was like most guys, crazies or serial killers. They think they're doing. He thought he was doing a righteous thing. Saving them from a life of misery and so on.
The villain never thinks they're a villain, but I mean Caldwell and in the end gets the last laugh, right? He leaves a letter in the sheriff's mailbox saying that that Dexter killed his son. Sure,
and left the titanium.
Yeah, which is still that's no proof. I mean, what the hell?
It doesn't point to him because if he sifted if he sifted the titanium bolts out of that incinerator and sent them to her.
Yeah,
then
proves he killed his own son.
It just proves that his son was incinerated.
It's flimsy, but she's already on to him anyway. I mean, this is the nail in his coffin. I mean, I don't see how he gets out of this one. I mean, but again, like I said last week,
the nail in his coffin were those ugly Christmas shirts.
Yeah, that's to blend in. He shouldn't be getting out of this one, but I'm by Sunday morning I'm going to jump on old Crave there and watch it and get it over with to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, apparently season 2 has been ordered. So
I have not heard that. I've been online.
I just saw it on Facebook. Someone had mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I've been on all day, and we'll see. I mean, again, I think people might get mad if Dexter survives because they all believe he should have died in the last finale 10 years ago. But we'll see. I'm pretty open to anything at this point.
Well, look at it this way: if HBO or Showtime's making money off of this, they're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a father and son team up too. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
but obviously, his identity's blown. He can't stay there. So
no, they're going to have to
tune in next
relocate. Relocate. But right. Yeah, no, it was definitely like lots of things going on. But yeah.
All right, let's jump into Book of Boba Fett, the Tribes of Tatooine.
Oh.
There was two massive things. Of course, as we determined last week, you're not a huge Star Wars fan. So I just want to get into now before we get into the whole, Maori culture and the tribe.
Sure.
When they went to Tashi Station, I mean, I knew what Tashi Station was. Okay, there's a very famous deleted scene from Star Wars. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. Luke actually goes to buy those power converters at Tashi Station, runs into Biggs Darklighter. And the two other people that were in that scene that you saw, Fixer and Cammy, they were famously cut out of the movie, one of those being actress Koo Stark. Koo Stark, if you remember your 80s royal scandal, was seeing Prince Andrew. Now, before you go all nuts, actually, she was 4 years older than Prince Andrew at the time. We're going back to like 82. But so Koo Stark was actually in Star Wars, but got cut along with the other two actors, which is a shame. So they actually canonized, in that scene, they canonized them, which I thought was pretty cool. But figuring
which scene are you talking about?
When Boba Fett goes to beat up the biker gang, the alien biker gang that is terrorizing.
Okay.
The girl tells him to be quiet, and he's like, nah, 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 and then Boba Fett comes in and kicks their butts and steals their bikes. That's Tashi Station, and Luke does say in the original Star Wars, you got to go get the droids. I was going to go to Tashi Station and get power converters. But there is the deleted scene on YouTube from Star Wars shows that it's a pretty long scene and shows those two characters. So they just canonize them. It's like giving them closure. Okay, now you're part of Star Wars now. So but that's Filoni and Favreau. They like to bring those little, minuscule things right from Star Wars, and also you saw the impressive combat gladiator Wookiee. That's Black Krrsantan. He's in the comics. He's like a major Boba Fett foe. I mean, they go at it, and oh God, I was like, oh my God, it's him. Like, I can't believe they threw him in there. But
he definitely looked imposing. That was like, he walked in looking like, bitch, I'm gonna wash my fur with your blood.
He was impressive. Like, holy crap! Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I want to see more. Oh God, I hope they put him more in it, because he's a thorn in the side of Boba in the comics. So I hope they have him back. Man, impressive looking. And I just found out one of the Gamorrean guards is played by Frank Trigg. The Pride UFC fighter, ex-Pride UFC fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he's turned stuntman now. But overall, I mean, I love the train. The train sequence.
No wonder the pig guys are looking fit.
Yeah. Train sequence was awesome. The whole. I mean, I thought the whole Boba Fett goes to Burning Man was pretty funny, because Burning Man takes place in a desert, right, in California, around a bonfire, and they take drugs. So he had his own version of Burning Man on Tatooine there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, I expected him to become part of the tribe, right? So he would have
done it though if he knew he had to inhale a lizard in his nose? Would you think he still would have done it if he'd known that was part of the initiation?
Well, you know what?
We've heard of people putting gerbils somewhere, but I never heard of anyone snorting a lizard.
The thing is, like, for me, I saw all of the whole, learning a new way kind of thing with him. I mean, it reminded me of, I don't know how many movies that I've seen that, I think first one that came to mind is Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer, where, as a blind man, he in Vietnam, he had to learn how to survive, and he came across this tribe who taught him how to see, even though he was blind, and work it. This is sort of like the same sort of premise where Boba Fett, like, they're teaching him how to fight, and it's also giving a lot more depth to the Tusken Raiders, right? You used to think that they were just savage nomads. No, there's a hierarchy. There's a warrior spirit. There is a fighting talent. These guys are a force, and Boba Fett is the one that's kind of like teaching them, hey, you don't have to be second fiddle to nobody. So they're teaching him their ways, and in turn he's teaching them his ways.
Yeah. When they took over the train, they told the guys, we won't kill you, but this is their land. If you want to cross it, you got to pay the tax. So
exactly.
He set them up there.
It's making the Tusken Raiders a force. They're a body. They're a governing body now. The Dune Sea belongs to them. So it's like, oh, interesting. Yeah. I'm like so curious how this is going to progress, because I mean, this all happens before. When does this happen? This happens after. This is after Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi, they're like 7 years after Jedi type of thing.
Yeah, so this is kind of really open, and now you get, because like I said, we don't get to see, we never got to see a lot of the politics of Tatooine, right? Because you saw a little bit in the prequels, but that was just like underground kind of shit. Now you're seeing, like, how this is how it works, and who are the players, and who's kind of going off, and like, interesting. You know,
yeah, and even
it's adding so much depth to the story, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all in for this.
Even the opening shot of Jabba's palace, steel doors opening up, that was the same shot from Return of the Jedi. Even the Rancor monster was funny.
Oh, that was
we all
funny.
know Luke killed him, right? But we're waiting to see, what, did they get another one? You know?
Yeah, I know. And
of course, the little mouse right at the end was I thought a funny touch.
Yeah. No, it was super well done. I mean, Favreau and Filoni are just knocking it out of the park, and you get to see everything that's going on. You know, the visit to the mayor was interesting because he's trying to establish himself, and then the meeting with the twins.
Yeah, the twins. Good Lord.
You know, so there's going to be some shenanigans between all of that. So it's like, we're getting all the backstory. Because, see, now I'm thinking Boba is going to recruit the Tuskens as his army.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly.
You know, he's going to go see them.
Because I'm thinking that he's got Fennec and two Gamorrean guards, and the whole town of Mos Espa wants him dead. So, yeah, if they don't do something soon like that, then sure, yeah, he needs an army.
Yeah. Now, can you imagine, all these people that think Tuskens are all very savage kind of thing, and they come in with like ninja-like precision to take out people?
Yeah.
I think, this is going to be. I mean, I loved the I guess you could say weapons master for that tribe.
Yeah.
Where he's training Boba. It's like, man, look at this guy go, and especially when they were taking the train on, right? Like all these guys are the enemies popping up, and then all of a sudden they're disappearing. They're disappearing. He does a run slide behind the door to not get shot, and I'm like, okay, this is like serious ninja action.
I actually
here.
think that's a woman in that, because I read I watched the credits, and I think, unless they call that one the warrior Tusken, and it's a woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I like looking at the credits to see who pops up,
Yeah, but I think like the whole thing is just, it's fantastic.
Yep. Speaking of fantastic,
hang on. Let me ask.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to. The mayor denied sending the assassin to kill him.
Well, yeah, that's either true or false. I mean, we'll find out.
So we didn't establish what really happened.
No. It either is the mayor and he's lying, or it's really not, and he's saying it's not me. You really should, be looking out for someone else. But
okay.
But yeah, we don't.
Yeah, because I think if the twins were at it, they would have sent the Wookiee to do a.
Yeah. But basically, no one, everyone wants to kill the daimyo, right? I mean, no one wants to pay up, right? So
no.
Could be anyone. Literally.
No,
anyone.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this develops. How many episodes? We got 10 episodes with this, or 6?
No, I think there's 8.
8?
I believe 8. Yeah. No, we haven't got 10 of anything yet. So from Disney, but as we should, the greatest shows don't even have 10 episodes. Which is
right.
Whereas some bad shows have like 22. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how this develops, because it's giving a lot of depth to characters that didn't have any depth whatsoever. Yep. And showing, the Star Wars universe is a universe. It's not just the Skywalker verse. So, yeah, I'm in.
All right. Are you all into Cobra Kai Season 4? Talk about, wow, what a season. So we'll cover
I was into Cobra Kai Season 4 and Season 1.
Yeah, I know. And 5, which just finished shooting. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just say a couple of things before I forget. I found that, Mary Mouser, who plays, LaRusso's daughter, I found it took 4 seasons, but I think her karate finally improved. Like her tournament scene there with Tori Peyton List was bang on. Like I don't know if she took it more seriously or she just got better, but whatever she did, she sold it for me finally. Her karate.
I'm pretty sure most of them went through a little bit of John Wick training.
Yeah. No, hats off to her, because it's so, to me, if she finally pulled it off, and
even
holding her own.
Tanner Buchanan, he went all out.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, you saw him when he rips the shirt off, and he's like, boom.
Yeah. Well, I read an article on that. The showrunner said there was more about, not really, yeah, he goes, yeah, he's got a good body, but it was more about him shedding the Cobra Kai off of him, you know, like seeing how they,
metaphorical.
You know, yeah, seeing how they really are and whatnot, and, you know, he thinks he created a monster, and so yeah, it was definitely metaphorical, they said.
Well, you know what? I mean, so much happened in those last 5 episodes on both sides, right?
Yeah.
You know, we realize that both Johnny and Daniel are just too stubborn, thinking they're right to get along. It's the kids that are actually seeing what the benefits of both that's coming up on both sides. Because Robbie sees it on the Cobra Kai side, and Daniel's daughter, I forget her name. Shit.
Is it Samantha?
Samantha, yes. Sam sees it from the other side, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's showing a whole bunch of gray areas, because even Tori is kind of like seeing both sides as well, in more of a sense of, I guess you could say, shedding a bit of the anger and realizing they're not really bad people. They're actually trying to help them. Or at least Samantha's mother is trying to help her. You know?
Yeah. Well, she said, she goes, please don't hurt my daughter. She's like, it's a karate tournament. She goes, yeah, I get it, but so Tori did actually throw an accidental elbow, and she was apologetic. She was like, I don't want to win that way. Yeah, but she found out she didn't really win, because right at the end she sees Terry, you know, talking to the ref who was paid off. So Sam actually did hit her before she went out of bounds. So therefore, now we wonder, it would be cool if she does something stand up, like, no, we're fighting again. This time I'm going to beat you fair and square. You know, this trophy is up for grabs. Sort of an underground fight. Or something. I mean, that might be their only way, because technically they're not supposed to, you know. Cobra Kai and Eagle Fang have to disband, right? Well, yeah, this was a verbal
Eagle
thing,
Fang
right?
has to disband,
and
but Miyagi-Do doesn't.
Oh no,
because they have a champ.
No, but they didn't win the overall.
No, but I don't know how that's going. Well,
no. They had to disband too. But in the last scene, you see Daniel at the grave of Miyagi. He said, "I'm sorry, I can't let honor." Yeah, and like I mentioned, that would have been the perfect time to bring in Hilary Swank, because as I told you, I recently watched Karate Kid 4. Yikes! I thought I'd seen it, I didn't, and I know she's coming in at one point, but I thought that would have been a good time to bring her in. But they chose Chosen. I mean, I think Chosen
is a better option, for especially as far as teaching the students to be more offensive with all the defensive that Daniel's been teaching them. Hilary Swank, I don't think she brings anything, any of that.
Well, she can be a rich person too. You know, she struck it rich in Boston, then moved out to California, and now she could put up.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of how you spin it. But I mean, I think there was just so much going on in these 5 episodes. You saw a little dismantling in Cobra Kai, because you saw a little bit of pulling between Kreese and Silver, right? Kreese trying to maintain, you know, I'm in charge, I'm the one that's in, you know, and Silver just kind of like totally backdooring him big time.
Going back to his crazy cocaine 89 days, terrorizing teenagers.
You know, well, Kreese was a manipulative son of a bitch, but Silver manipulates like nobody.
Yeah, well, Kreese actually showed the tiniest bit of heart when, you know, he was flashbacking to when he was beating the crap out of William Zabka's character at the end of, and he actually said, "Oh wait, no, let her fight the way she wants." You know,
yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, it's, you know, they when they were talking about weaknesses, right? And they said Kreese's weakness was Johnny. His weakness was always Johnny. And then, you know, Silver says, my weakness was you, you know, and then eliminates him. Like, you know, the return of Stingray becomes very...
I'm shocked they brought him back, you know, because... he's been in some pretty big movies since then. I mean, I like the character. I was just thinking how they're going to bring him back, and of course we find out, at the end, Kreese is arrested because he had Stingray lie about it, and
he plays the scapegoat. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good to see Stingray again. Sure.
Just like he comes, it's like the. I mean, how old is that guy? 30.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah.
Yeah, hanging out with the high school kids.
Yeah,
Party
yeah,
at
yeah.
my place. Yeah. Like I'm sitting there going, okay.
Well, yeah. Speaking of another funny scene, I don't know if you know. I didn't know at the time I saw it, but when they talk about Daniel's cousin, Vanessa, who's a grad school student, second year psychology, and then his wife is like, no offense, if we're going to get a pro, we can do better than Marissa Tomei Jr. here. So two things. That was obviously my cousin Vinny, who Ralph Macchio was in that movie, and secondly, that was actually Ralph Macchio's daughter playing the therapist.
Was it?
Yes, his cousin was actually his daughter, Julia.
Yeah. And they didn't like the answers that she gave because she went all pro on them and just kind of like
she
tore
was
it
using
apart.
advanced terminology and knowledge, and then telling them, no, I don't want to analyze your son. It's you, the parents, I want to analyze.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which actually, you know what? In that case, I actually agreed with her. Like they were kind of helicopter parents, big time, right? So.
Yeah, but nothing about their actions would have turned their son into a bully. So I don't know.
No, that just came about. That came about naturally.
Well, yeah, it was more like a peer pressure bully. I wouldn't say he wanted to seem cool in front of the other bullies. So I mean, he was.
Well, he did. I mean, but you know what?
Bully.
I mean, for the most part, like growing up, he was always given everything. So he was in. He's that model of entitled, right?
Yeah.
So how he develops now, that's ought to be interesting. As far and then opposite, of course, of Kenny, who was at first this scared, timid kind of thing, and now he's Mr. I'm going to give you pain. Kenny is like what LaRusso would have been had he continued in Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the originally he went to learn karate at Cobra Kai, and that's where the opposition of Johnny and whatnot. If he got accepted and thing, he would have been just as much an asshole as Kenny is turning out to be, which is what is kind of turning Robbie. So. Yeah, it's just like I said, all gray area, but it's all good gray area. Like you really, really, you don't know where it's going to go. Like I had no idea who was going to win in the end. Like Miguel walking away, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, didn't see Hawk winning either. But
no.
Yeah. Well, one funny thing about that when Robbie takes off his gi and then Hawk takes off his, I love when they put in the Hawk noise when they show his tattoo.
Yeah,
classic.
He's back.
Yeah,
and he gains his confidence because his ex-girlfriend comes up and gives him a smooch, and it's like,
yes,
I'm man now.
She's into guys again. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I love this. I can't wait for season 5 to start because, we left it off with Miguel going to Mexico looking for his dad, and his dad doesn't know.
Well, what's the bet that Terry Silver, now that he's opening up many dojos, is going to call Mike Barnes in, just like he was called in by Kreese. So
pretty sure.
Sean Kanan.
Sure.
I don't know. He posted a picture of him in a bonsai tree on Instagram. So he's teasing us, or I mean, it has to be. I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I'm so invested in the stories right now. It's just the karate ends up being so secondary for me, and now it's like you see that heartbreaking moment, with Johnny being drunk, and Miguel taking care of him, and then Johnny kind of confessing, wanting to be a better father for him, wanting to be a better person, and then saying Robbie.
Yeah.
And that just crushed Miguel.
Yeah. That's why he walked away from the tournament.
Yeah. And then at the end, when Johnny goes to the vacated space that was Cobra Kai, and Robbie shows up, and they have that heart-to-heart moment. It's like, okay, now Johnny's going to be going to Mexico to find Miguel. Robbie going to go with him? Are they going to try and patch things up? Yeah. Will that create a conflict? Miguel sees Johnny with Robbie coming to get him, and like, what the hell is this? And start a whole new kind of thing, saying, no, I'm serious about your mom. We're gonna be a family. He's gonna be your brother. That kind of thing. Yeah. Makes you wonder how all that's going to do. And then if you throw in Miguel's dad, who's not a good guy. Some interesting things. See, I think that's going to happen down south while Daniel and Chosen are taking on Cobra Kai back in L.A.
Did you notice Miguel looking a little buffer, and do you know why?
Well, he needed to be covered in oil on that scene in the gym.
Well, also because he's getting bigger because he's playing Blue Beetle. He's already tried on the costume, he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he says I am, and the producers, I feel, want me a bit bigger too. So.
Little Jaime Reyes.
Yeah. All right. So
Jaime Reyes, Miguel Diaz. It's
yeah. Hey, perfect casting, if you ask me.
Nah, it's all dessert. It is.
Let's get into Last Duel. I won't hang long on it because I know I'm guessing you only got halfway through the movie.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah. Well, no, I knew it. Okay, I love Ridley Scott's probably my favorite director of all time. Alien and Blade Runner. So. Yeah. Okay, so the problem with the movie is, no offense, but Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote it like they wrote Good Will Hunting. When they wrote Good Will Hunting, they were inspired by Sylvester Stallone, who, when he wrote Rocky, turned down obscene amounts of monies back then in the 70s. But he said, "No, I want to star in it." So they were emboldened by that, and they got their wish. They were the leads. So I think the same thing here, that there was a huge mistake, in writing this movie and wanting to star in it, because Matt Damon and Ben Affleck did not pull it off, being whatever 16th century Frenchmen at all. Adam Driver and Jodie Comer totally blended in, but I'm sorry, I love Matt Damon, I love Ben Affleck, but no, they should not have put themselves in the role. The action scenes were great. The Last Duel, that was pure Ridley, and the whole problem was this was a he said she said movie. So doing a modern storytelling technique with a story that happened that long ago. I mean, that's probably where you started drifting off, because we get Adam Driver's side and then we get Jodie Comer's side of what happened. So. Oh yeah, so I did not like the movie, at all, but I did the scenes that showed fighting. That was classic Ridley, but I think that was a problem with the movie. Just Ben Affleck with bad hair and bad accents. Yikes. So
I mean, for me, Ridley Scott is downing on superhero movies, and then he puts together this piece of shit.
Yeah, no. His reasoning about millennials watching shows on iPhones. No, now that I've seen it, no.
No.
I'm really sorry. I disagree.
Own up to this one. Own up to this one. No, I mean, they lost me. I mean, if they had told the stories concurrently, it might have been a more interesting movie. But when you're telling one side, and then you're telling the other, and then you're telling the third, that just becomes long-winded.
Well, I tell you what, if it was a comedy, yes, because Ben Affleck, I don't know if you've ever seen Shakespeare in Love. I love that movie. Ben Affleck played had a convincing English accent. He basically played a caricature himself. He played a preening, pretty boy actor that wanted to be the star, and he was hilarious in that movie. But it was a comedy. But dye his hair shock blonde, and no.
No, this was like one entitled guy being all upset because some other guy got some credit, and he's all pissed off. And then now they're fighting over the wife, and it's just kind of like, I'm just.
Yeah, and rape against a woman was
actually the only scenes I did. The only scenes I did like was Ben Affleck being a total fop.
Okay, no. Well, no.
With all the women and everything and the orgies and.
Oh yeah. Take off your pants. Yeah. No, I like the action scene. There wasn't enough of them, but it's just Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have a wheelhouse, and they should have stayed in that wheelhouse. But I still love them. But I just thought it was miscast. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, but
they cast themselves, so I don't.
Yeah, because if you really, really looked at it, this sort of period piece, no one would look at them for that roles.
No. But Adam Driver, look, he's American. He's an ex-Marine. Somehow he pulled it off. He fits, though. I mean,
I was impressed with Adam Driver. Yeah. I thought his demeanor and his delivery was really good. Yep. I was put off by Matt Damon's entitlement. Ben Affleck was just kind of there. He played a rich prick. He played the guy that he played another entitled
typecast. No.
Yeah,
I'm being typecast.
But other than that, like I said, I made it halfway through the movie, and they started telling the Matt Damon story, then Adam Driver's story. I'm like, okay, are they going for a third one with the other chick?
Yeah,
I've been watching this for how long?
Yeah.
I said, if they had told the stories concurrently, and through the wonders of editing, created a more linear story instead of the all one side back to the beginning, all the next side back to the beginning, then it might have probably done better. Yep. I think.
Well, let's spend time talking about a movie you do like, and you watched twice, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Actually, I watched it a third time today.
You did? Okay.
I did.
All right. I just saw it the one time, but I liked it because I liked all the callbacks to the first movie, which I think was a very smart choice, what they did. And
I think Jason Reitman did a fantastic job with this, giving you the nods back to the original.
Which, we remind you, everyone, Jason Reitman was on the set of the original Ghostbusters when his father, Ivan, directed it.
But I mean, I like that. At first they were spoon feeding you it little by little, and you're just kind of like, no, give me more, and you're kind of like, well, at least I was. But as they were telling the story, though, and the story really started to develop, and you started looking at the other characters, I started falling for all the other characters that we're doing.
Well, I didn't know Carrie Coon was in this, and I love Carrie Coon ever since The Leftovers. I don't know if you know who she is, who played the mom, but she she does.
Well, I know she played the mom. I don't remember her I remember her as she was in Avengers.
Yes, she was Proxima Midnight.
Yeah, she was Proxima Midnight.
We also had Ant-Man, Proxima Midnight, and Miss Marvel in the movie, because the young actress that played Spengler's granddaughter was the young Captain Marvel in the movie.
Yeah. And was she not perfect in
this
movie?
Yeah, because she always plays the cute blonde hair girl, so they dyed her hair, obviously gave her the Spengler glasses, they made her look like the granddaughter.
But her delivery as, you could see Egon in her. Yeah. And I like how they don't say his name until halfway through the movie.
Yeah, fans like us knew. I didn't read anything on this, but obviously it was pretty evident who.
Yeah. And I loved the opening. Where you kind of think it's Egon, but they never really show his face, obviously, because Harold Ramis.
Actually, I didn't know who it was. No, I wasn't thinking Egon yet because like I said, I didn't read a thing about it. I didn't want to know. So,
but when they were driving on, he crashes through the gates and Shandor Mining. I went, no. Ivo Shandor, right?
I didn't remember that name at all.
You didn't?
Nope, no, I didn't.
As the one that designed the top of the building that the original Ghostbusters blew up with the selenium.
No, I totally forgot about that.
coal riveted selenium girders. Come on! I was ah!
No, but that I would love to see behind the scenes when Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon had this. Shoot that scene where they had to have sex. It's like, oh god, it must have been so hard to keep a straight face. She eats the flour, and they jump on each other. I love the whole Gozer. The dog. Okay, who brought the dog? I was hoping someone would say that, but in the Walmart. But okay.
But you know what? There were so many great moments in there.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll bet you thought the same thing. It's not often. The last time I got choked up by a ghost was watching Patrick Swayze as a ghost and Demi Moore in Ghost. I was so surprised that I got a lump in my throat when he's holding, and she's, the proto blaster, and he's her.
I was bawling.
Yeah, I'm sure I know. Okay, I didn't want to say, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you got choked
up. And hats off to their visual effects department for bringing Harold Ramis back to life.
Yeah, no, it was spot on. I mean, and then then of course then he goes to hug his daughter, kind of
Oh yeah, no, there were so many emotions in there. Oh my god! But I mean, for me it all started earlier on. Like for example, when like the whole chess set thing. When I realized Egon's playing chess with his granddaughter, and I just kind of I lost it. I'm like, no, and then he's showing her how to get to everywhere, and the underground thing, and she's fixing the proton pack, and she's not fazed by it's a ghost showing her where everything is. I mean, understandably, she said, when she's overstimulated, it calms her. But I mean, my God, she played that so well. And kudos to everybody else too. I mean, I love podcast.
Yeah, Logan Kim. Yeah.
Can we talk about how great that character was? He was the Ray Stantz of the next generation.
Yeah. 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 He was the only one laughing at Phoebe's jokes.
At Phoebe's jokes, but then that made her feel so much more comfortable and allowed her to be more present, right?
Yeah, he was like the smart today version of Short Round from Indiana Jones. I thought,
and like, no, you just saw the whole connection between Phoebe and Egon when she's all made that connection, right? And you see how defensive she gets about him.
Yeah, well, she nearly pulled the gun on the sheriff there.
Yeah, when they went to explore the mountain, and she said he was here standing guard. He sacrificed his life. And you just start seeing there. You start welling up because you can see how much it meant to her. I'm getting choked up now.
Yeah, I hear it. We're at the pause here. Okay,
but the whole thing is just. I think she was definitely stole the show.
Yeah, McKenna Grace. Yeah,
of that movie. I mean, Finn was good as the awkward brother. Mm-hmm. He had some smarts. He could. He was mechanically inclined and shit. But he was very much secondary. Even though he's trying to get a date.
Yeah, lucky.
But the realization of how the dirt farmer was actually building a trap, and oh man, and then of course we all saw it coming. I mean, even just the phone call between her and Ray. Yeah, like how hard in the feels did that hit you, especially when she said he was my grandfather, and then click, it's just like.
Oh, I like more because you were speaking about the podcast, that the interactions with him and Dan Aykroyd. Oh my God, the line, "You're my subscriber." He's got one subscriber. I was like, oh my God, that's just like us. Okay.
Yeah. But everything about this movie, and then obviously when the three of them show up, right? It's like, you knew they were going to show up. Hey, Flat Top.
Well, I loved even that first end credits scene with Sigourney Weaver, the callback to when he was shocking that male student trying to pick up the blonde.
You marked the cards, didn't you?
Yeah. So apparently they got married because her name is Dana Barrett Venkman in the credits. So
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the credits. I was just like, I fast forwarded to the end credit scenes.
Yeah. Well, then we had the Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts scene, and he's going to fix up the Ecto 1, and of course at the firehouse there's that glimmer of red light. So obviously sequel, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, for me, I'm like looking at it going, because we see Annie Potts in the beginning.
Yep.
Right? Now, it makes me wonder, like, okay, when Ghostbusters 2 left off, her and Rick Moranis were a thing, right? But then, like, she moved out to Oklahoma with Egon to take care of his stuff. And makes me wonder, who's the mother? Who did Egon go, you know, who was the mother,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, in all this? Because, I mean, you would have thought maybe it was Annie Potts, but then she would have had to have abandoned her too. So
yeah, they don't really...
They don't touch
mention
upon
her.
that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, who is the mother?
They touch upon her ex-husband and her father, but yeah, not the mother.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like really, really, okay, where's this gonna go? And like, you know, we know Winston is super rich now, right?
Yep.
Now, is he going to help Egon's family? You know, is he going to bring them to New York and they're going to be part of...
He's already paying Dan Aykroyd's book.
Yeah.
Rent
He's still
in his bookshop.
the rent on Ray's bookshop.
Yeah.
Ray's will turn a profit someday, you know? Like, it's great, you know? So it's just like... I don't remember this job hurting so much. Which I do.
Yeah, and the fact they even got Bill Murray for this, because I was thinking, oh, he's going to come as a ghost or something, because he's notoriously hard to get a hold of, and he doesn't commit to anything. He does not have an agent. He has a 1-800 number, and even then, you're lucky if he listens to his message. You know, so I thought, wow, okay, to land him for this.
Well, I think it took the right script, and I think this was the right script. You know, because he got to riff quite a bit. And you had to think that was all improv.
Yeah. Did you catch who was the I don't know, what was her name? The main goddess at the end? Do you know who that was?
No.
That was Olivia Wilde.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
It was Olivia Wilde. Holy shit.
Well, I said, no, those cheekbones are too angular. They go, that has to be her. Yep.
Well, they had to kind of get that Sheena Easton lookalike from way back
and the
in
whole,
the 80s.
are you a god? That's the same thing that Sigourney Weaver said in the first movie, right? Are you a god? Doesn't she say
No.
thing?
It was Gozer that said that in the first movie.
Oh, yeah, Gozer. Sorry, okay.
Yeah, Gozer, are you a god?
But the same line. Though,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then die. Yeah. He said, yeah. Ray. Yeah, like, come on. Yes, we're a god. We're all gods. No, everything about it was just so fantastic. And like even like Bill Murray just doing just riffing, and then Winston trying to shoot her, and she gets him. And he's like, oh well, that was it was worth a shot. You know, like. No, everything was fantastic about this movie. This is going down as one of my. I mean, I love the original. 2, you know, was a close second for me. But this one just hit me in all the feels. You know, I loved Phoebe. I thought she was fantastic. She played that role so well. Like, you almost wish Harold Ramis was there to riff off of her, you know?
Yep.
And no, it just makes me wonder, like, where is this going to go? Because, you know, did it seem to you like the mom was a little bit like an idiot?
Yeah, but I have such a thing for her. I didn't notice. I mean, Carrie Coon, I don't know if she does something to me.
You mean when she
don't be yourself.
So what? You got like a half stock when she was stroking podcast going, "Are you the keymaster?"
No, I just love everything about her. She's really talented too. She's been in a lot of stuff I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Rudd was Paul Rudd, but yeah. I don't think he had the same impact that Rick Moranis had in the original series.
No. It was just funny where he's like I said, when they hooked up as
yeah, I like your eyes.
Yeah, that was because his hair was just like everywhere, looking like a madman. You don't often see Paul Rudd in that state of undress. So it was funny. Yeah.
Now I didn't catch what she said It sounded like she just went rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did, and he was like either understanding or pretending. Yeah, no, that's exactly. It was a guttural, dog.
Okay. The quick costume change. She goes to rip her shirt open, and just like boom, dress.
Yeah. So it must have been hard to keep a straight face doing that scene.
Yeah. But no. I mean, I could watch this over and over and over, just to see how the next generation becomes Ghostbusters.
Yep.
And will Lucky leave town to be the fourth Ghostbuster?
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be a sequel. It's doing pretty well at the box office.
Get out of Spinners.
Yeah, and when the apocalypse was coming, it said it dropped the P. Remember, it just said Sinners.
Yeah.
I wonder if Spinner was an allusion to Blade Runner. You don't often see that word.
But no, God, I could sit here and quote this movie all. It's got a gunner's seat.
Yeah.
You have a friend? You have a car?
Oh, well, we better wrap it up because we don't want to lose anyone here. I know you can talk about this movie for another hour, but we've already been at this 50 minutes, so let's
they already named the ghost Muncher.
Yeah, I know. That was that was Josh Gad, by the way.
Was
Muncher.
it?
Yeah.
You know what? For all these nostalgia movies, you could probably just ask anybody, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'd do that. I'll do it."
Oh yeah, especially him. Yeah. All right,
so there you go, people.
There you go.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Check it out.
Thumbs up, way up.
Big time thumbs up.
Yeah, go see it. All right, sir.
Right from the cheap seats.
Yeah. All right, want to put a bow on this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can find us on social media. You can catch our animated version of our podcast on YouTube. Search Butcher Bay Rejects. You can find us on Twitter at Bay Rejects. You can find us on the TikToks at Butcher Bay Rejects. You can find us on our website, butcherbayrejects.com, and Facebook at Butcher Bay Rejects. That the social media is getting longer now.
Good. Got to do it.
Got to do it, yes. And you can find us on all the podcast platforms: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Alexa TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, and Pandora. This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. See you next week, nerds.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.